Jeevan started off with us late last year. He was an intern with us, had a really interesting learning curve, although he might talk a bit more about that. But I just wanted to explore with Jeevan what his internship experience was, and also what he learnt through the process, and what it takes to go from being a student as an intern through to being a PR professional who's working full-time in the industry.
Hi, I'm Jeev. I've been an intern at Orchan Consulting for the past 5 months, and moving on to a full employment. Let me just take you a small journey of what I've gone through for the past 5 months. Well, for the first 2 months I did struggle a lot, and when I mean a lot, it's more than anyone can imagine, I guess. As my first job, having 2 months of almost hell, I've had to go through so much, and I feel like I actually went to the point that I wanted to just quit because I didn't feel like I belonged in this industry. But then I did manage to buck up, and for the first time in this year, the first month, I actually managed to pull myself together, and I managed to do better, to the point that I'm guessing that my bosses are actually very proud of me as well. And on top of that, here I am, a fully employed member of Orchan Consulting Asia. Don't follow everything that you read in books, especially your lecture notes and your textbooks. Not everything that you read is the same as your internship experience. So as students, you go through so much. You learn everything from A to Z in your 3 years of your course, and you think that yes, you're going to apply it into your internship. No, sorry to say that at least 20 to 30% is what is applied. The rest, you have to be able to adapt and to be able to be flexible for what you can do. Take for example a media pitch or even a press release. You can't keep following every rule that you have read in every lecture note. It's not a structured format. It has to be something that you can learn from the different types of news sources. And you can look at the situation and be able to know what is it that your client actually wants, what do they want you to know, and what our news coverage actually is actually newsworthy in this current time. So to all the future PR interns, please go with the flow and try to just be yourself. Don't keep following every rule that you have learned in your university life. Well, for the first 2 months, yes, I did struggle, and I fucked up so much that I actually came to the point that I cried in front of my boss, and I feel that yes, maybe I wasn't ready for this internship. Well, I'd say that one of my biggest fuck-ups for this internship period was that I didn't manage my time properly, and I didn't communicate well with my bosses, and I didn't update my work with them. Especially whenever I started anything and I didn't finish it, I'd be scared to actually tell them that yes, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. And this was one of the biggest challenges I had coming into this internship. So one of the things that I learned from this is, I'm in PR. I have to be able to communicate with I'm in PR. I have to be able to communicate with my bosses. And one of the key fundamentals of being in PR is communication. Communicate with your employees, communicate with your managers, and most definitely communicate with your stakeholders. being in PR means that I have to be able to adapt and manage whatever I do. My biggest misconception about PR is that everything is by the book. From learning how to do your press releases, doing your pitches, and also how do you communicate with your stakeholders. Everything is taught to us from the distance that you have to keep with your stakeholders. You learn about top-down or horizontal management, to how everything is given to you by structure with simple executions. For almost 10 years, I've been studying. I've gone from one course to another, from biotechnology to computer science, and finally to PR. And I've joined this internship program at the end of my course, and going from an intern to a full employment. I feel like I'm free, but then again, I'm not really. There is so much of things that I need to learn, and I'm so new to this industry. The first 5 months for my internship, yes, I did get a feel of what PR is like, but there's so much more that I need to learn, so much I can do, so much I have to be able to adapt to. There are so many industries to read up on. It's not just something that's simple that you can read and just do on your own. You definitely have to ask, I definitely have to ask my bosses for help almost every day, including what to do, what to read up on. Their knowledge or whatever they share to me is only for my own future, and I am so thankful that I am here at Orchan Consulting. The difference between Craig and Farrell: to any future intern out there who's coming to this company, be very careful of what you say and what you do in front of them at any time, especially from your interview. Both of them have very different mindsets. One can be very easy, and the other person would definitely judge everything that you do from the start to the finish. Craig, on the other hand, he explodes like a volcano, to the point that it's best that you do not talk to him for the rest of the day until he's had his Xanax and cooled down, and then you try your best to unfuck your work and give him something useful.